All right, today we're going to talk about some financial functions that you can use in Google Sheets, or you can use the same ones in Excel. So they're great for calculating all sorts of business functions, like something called the internal rate of return, for example, return on investment. Lots of calculations you can do with in business. Businesses need these numbers to help them kind of tell how they're doing. So there's lots you can do. We're going to focus on one today called the payment calculator, or the payment function, I should say. And we're going to do it by creating this loan calculator. So if you look at this, I've got this already typed in Google Sheets, but I want you to kind of recreate this. So we're gonna put in some data, and I've got a row here for data and description. And then what we've got for the data is, let's say you want to get a loan. Maybe you're buying a car, and you look around, and the loan is 20. You want to get a $20,000 loan for this, and the interest rate right now is 6%. So you just type in the 6%, then you type in the 20,000. Now in A4 here, I have 48. That's the number of months of payments. So a lot of times we do years, like 4 years. But in this case, let's put it in months. And we'll talk about the differences in just a second. So down below in row 7, I've got a formula that calculates the monthly payment for this loan. So if you got a $20,000 loan and you're going to pay 4 years, basically, or 48 actual payments, and it's 6% every year. So let's see how you do this. Well, there's a function. I'm going to double click it here in Excel, and it's also in Sheets. So I'm looking at it in Sheets right now. It's the payment function. So you put equal and payment, PMT. And you remember, we always start out formulas with the equal symbol. And then we always have function, the function name that follows, and PMT in this case. And then in parentheses, we put what the function needs to do its function. In this case, there's 3 different parameters, or 3 different items. Notice each one of these items is separated by a comma. So in the first item, it's A3 divided by 12. The second item is A4, and the third item is A5. So let's look at this. Well, most of the time when you get a loan, the bank or the car dealership will say, there's an interest rate that you pay per year. So if, in other words, you're going to pay, in this case, 6% of the loan each year. Okay, so if to get this all to work properly with the payment function, we have to take the annual interest rate and divide it by 12, because each month you are not actually paying 6%. Each month you would be paying 1/12 of the 6%. So the way this works is this first item is always actually the monthly, in our case, monthly um, interest rate. So to get it to monthly interest rates, then we take A3, divide that by 12. All right, now this A4 is the number of payments. And notice I have that already in months. So there's nothing you really have to do with that. And of course, A5, the third item here, is just the amount of the loan. So so part 1 of this assignment is for you to do this, to recreate this. Okay. So you can test your stuff before you do it by doing something like change the interest rate. See what a 3% interest rate would do for you by typing 3% in here. So it lowers your rate. What if you got a 3-year 36,000 or 36-month period? Ooh, it makes your rates go way, your loan go way up. So we go 48, and then we'll go with 6% for now, and you'll end up with 469.70. But try different things to test that. There's a cool you can just do a loan calculator, I think is what I searched on, and you can do something like this to test it. You can type 20,000 for 4 years at 6%. You click calculate, and it shows you over here what your interest rate, sorry, what your where is it, where your payment is. Your monthly payment in this case is 469.70. And I think what I did was, let me go back and see what my search was. I did a search for, well, you can go to calculator.net/payment calculator.html, and that takes you to here. And then you can figure out different uh, monthly payments. But what's also kind of cool about this, and we could do this in Sheets or we could do this in Excel, is they give you things like how much balance you have left. Your loan goes down over time. and your payment stays the same all the time, but the amount of interest you're paying will vary over time. Does that make sense? And then it shows you what they call an amortization schedule. So it shows you what you're paying. And then there's other things as well, other information. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, but this is what you're going to do for this first part of the assignment. Now, I've got a second part of the assignment because I want you to use this information and apply it to something else. So, or actually understand what's going on with the loan. So down beneath it, I'm going to delete some rows here. In the second part of this, um, I've got another thing going on here. Now, I've got 6%, but I want you to try it this time by putting the number of years of the loan, okay? So it's 4 years instead of 48. So you're going to type the year because that's kind of more common. You might put in, hey, how long is your loan for? 4 years. So in order to calculate it that way, you'll have the same data here except a 4 here instead of a 48, right? And then and you're going to have to figure out what the formula is here. I'm not going to give it to you because I want you to think through what's going on. In this one, remember, we took the annual interest rate and divided it by 12 because we wanted 1 month. In this case, what we want to do is take a 4 and do something to it, but it won't be a 4. It'll be, what is it? A 12. And what you're really trying to do is get it to 48. So I want you to think that through. If you can't figure it out, keep working on it. Let me know. And you don't, you at least you get credit for part one, and let me know if you need my help. So I want you to have 2 parts. I want you to have a loan calculator showing the number of months of payment, and that would be 48 or whatever. Put this data in at the end, by the way, so that it's easier for me to look at it and know that it's correct. And you should come up with this answer. But remember, you can vary this. So that's part one, and your formula should look something like this. Now, part 2 down here, and by the way, you need to do the right percent. You need to do the right formatting here. That's 6%. So use use format as percent here for that, and this is in dollars, and so use the dollar. And then I want you to do the same thing down here, but I want you to change this to number of years of loan. Change this formula in here so that it reflects that. It should end up being exactly the same. All right. Let me know if you have questions.